My name is Alexia. I was born here in Nikolai. And my birth date is August 8, 1947. I think my first memories are when we would go down river to go to a fish camp. To me, it was the most wonderful memory I have of just gathering up all your stuff to go camping. We had the whole family going. I had like 5 sisters and 4 brothers and my mom and dad, so there was like a whole bunch of us, and there's lots of dogs. I think we always had to take 2 boats. We had a big tent because there's a whole bunch of us. And then we had to go out and get some spruce boughs for the flooring or get wood all the time. My dad used to make fish wheel. We used to get enough fish for my dad's dogs and enough to eat. Mostly to dry fish. Yeah. My brother would make little hooks for us out of pins or something, and we'd go fishing through the little cracks of the raft that my dad made. It was always exciting for me to catch a fish. Mostly suckers. It's just a bony fish, but we had to cut it and dry it up for dogs. So we couldn't just go fishing for nothing. We had to do something with it. We always had wild animals for pets when we were kids. We always did. We never. My dad would tell us not to make pets out of them. We'd go out and find little rabbits or little ducks or something and bring them home and make a cage for it and feed it and all like that. Yeah. Yes, my sister used to go rabbit trapping. I always used to beg her to take me, you know, but she won't. But one day I went with her, and there was a live rabbit in her snare, and she picked up the stick and it was just screaming. And I said, "Don't do that to it. Let's take it home for a pet." And she says, "No, you can't do that." Another sad thing was we took my grandma boarding with us, and we went to a little hilly place where there's trees so you can get the boughs off. And we found a chicken nest there, and my grandma just cooked it right where it was. And we told my dad, "Don't tell her not to do it, Dad. Tell her not to boil it, so we can come back and we'll have pet chickens, you know." But she went and boiled it and ate it, and that was sad for us. We always had to be working at something. There's never a time that you can just sit around. But my dad used to be a trapper, and he used to trap muskrats. He'd give us a quarter for every one that we skinned, so that we'd make a game out of it. But I only have 1 quarter, I remember. I just only did 1. And everybody else had more than 1, more than me. But I have to try to be very careful so I don't make holes in it. So there was a lot of us, so we always made a game out of something that my dad told us to do. Like if you're skinning beaver or plucking ducks or something, you see who's the fastest. Everybody has to work. You just don't. You don't have no washing machine or anything. You have to do all that work with a wash tub or whatever, you know. My mom had to do all the sewing. She had to make all our clothes and all whatnot, or remodify them, or patches or something. She had to scrub the dirty diapers and all whatnot. It's just learn how to work hard, probably. That was good. And then my dad brought us the washing machine. It was the fun thing about it is washing. Let the washing machine do your job for you. That was the best thing that ever came out to me, I thought. to me it was a scary thing to do, be in school with all these big kids. I was just a little girl, and I think must have been about 6. It was a one-room school with lots of kids in it. Scary. Me and this one girl went playing in the mud, making mud cakes and everything like that. The teacher made us go wash our hands in this, because everybody was just looking at me like I made a big scene or something. I mean, all the kids. And it was hard for me because I was left-handed, and I thought I was the only one that's left-handed in the whole world. And the teacher used to hold the little kid's hand to, to help them write. I was sloppy with my right hand, so I would just cry and everything else. And the teacher would have me put my left hand behind my back so I wouldn't use it. I was just a little kid and I was like this. I used to get frustrated and I would cry about it and all whatnot. And then one day I went home crying. My dad went to the chief's house and told him. So the next day the chief came into the school and told the teacher it's okay to be left-handed. I don't have to be punished for using my left hand. His name was DVN, Chief DVN. And not too long ago I was thinking about it, and I didn't realize he was left-handed too. He was left-handed, I didn't know that. I graduated from 8th grade and I went to Montishcombe. I never left my parents before. Big buildings, and it's so hard to walk on the pavement or whatever, and you don't know which way to go, where you're going or whatever. So many buildings to walk into or something. The only thing I remember being homesick. I think they thought I might have TB, but I didn't have TB. But it was in my eye, but so they had to I had been in the hospital for at least 2 months or something like that. And I didn't like that part of it. I had to learn how to make friends and all whatnot. But I guess I had fairly good grades. I think one of the most things I enjoyed was the physical activity. I mean, it's called PE. That was the fun part of it. Mm-hmm. And the other one I got into was the music part of it, I think, playing a trumpet and all whatnot. But it was good. I adapted to it okay. And I came back, and then I was thinking I should go back to school, but then I didn't do it. And I took my GED. I got married. I knew him from school. We grew up together. I thought he was handsome. Mm-hmm. And I think he just said, let's live together. I didn't want to, but he talked me into it. When we first got together, we went to McGrath, went to the magistrate or something. And we got married there, and then my mother-in-law said we had to get married by church, so we did that a couple of years later. Mm-hmm. I was going to only have one child, and because my mom had a whole bunch of us kids, so I had 3, mm-hmm. And then I adopted one. I was a health aide for years. I worked in the clinic. It was the most fun job I had. And my Uncle Junior taught me how to do everything I learned. He was a medical aide before me. He had TB a long time ago, so he ended up in the hospital, and that's where he learned, I think. It's funny because he got sick that one time, and he told me to give him a penicillin shot because he said he had a strep throat. And so I said, okay, because he taught me how to give shots on an orange. And he was taking his pants down, and I looked at him and I said, oh no, you're too skinny, and I just walked out. I thought I was going to poke his bone. He said, no, I'm not. I think he was just mad at me because he was really sick. And I think he gave to himself after. I think my first training was in Anchorage, yeah. There again, my left hand got in the way because I was learning how to suture. They had to find a doctor for me that was left-handed, so I learned how to suture. And every time I see a person with left hand, I'm just so glad it's not only me. But anyway, I was going to tell you another story about being healthy. My dad had TB when I was a kid, and he'd always tell us not to sit by him or something. But I always used to sit by him and get rid of his spit. I don't know how he did that. To this day, I've been thinking about it. And I would have to take it to the outhouse or something and dump it. But I think I learned how to be healthy because of that, I was thinking. But anyway, he had a big cut on he said he had a cut on his toe. And my mom had long hair. And he told my mom to sew up his foot for him, but my mom said no. So he took her long hair and he took her 3-corner needle, and he sat behind it and sewed up his own foot. And every time he come from steam bath, I always just sit by him, tell me a story about your foot. And he would tell me again and again the same story, but it doesn't matter. I thought it was really cool. I think I had a lot of challenges when I was growing up because my brothers all drowned when I was about 16 or 17. They were all in the same boat and they all drowned, and I think that was the most horrible part of my grown-up years. I never knew that big people could cry until my dad was crying. It was just the saddest sound. And our little dog, we had a little dog, it would just cry too. He would just cry like a human. And then another time is I had my oldest son committed suicide. There was another thing that I would never want to ever go through again. I was working up on the slope, and I was listening to these people doing safety things, and I just felt like I just went like this or something. It was the same time, and I thought something happened. I was telling this one lady, and she said, it's because you are connected to him. It's because you're really connected, she said. The hurt never goes away. It never does. It just comes to you once in a while, and it never heals. They say it takes a long time for somebody to heal. You never really truly heal. I just think that if you could talk about it, you'd be okay. But I had the hardest time talking about it. I never did talk about it. I should have a long time ago, but it seems like not too long ago I started talking about it. I started seeing that I was trying to hide it. I think I was in denial or something, or I don't know. Maybe I was I was completely in denial because I didn't want to think that my son would do that, would hurt me so much that. But he was a nice kid. He always had a joke in his. I always think he had a joke coming out of his pocket or something. He said, "You know why Mickey married Minnie?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Because he was goofy. That's why." all the characters. He always used to wear camouflage stuff, And every time I see a guy with camouflage, man, it would bring the whole thing back to me. And when I'm boarding or hunting or something with my husband, I think of how beautiful it is and how much he would enjoy it, and he would just bring back all those memories. But anyway, I just love to go boating, and that's one of my stuff that I want to do I like is going boating or snow machine or go on a picnic with the children or something. That's the fun. My first grandchild, yeah, he was born in Anchorage, and his mother brought him home, and she handed me the baby from the plane, and I just started laughing because I thought it was really cool. Now I have like 3 great grandchildren. I tell them to respect people. Respect yourself first, and respect your elders, and it doesn't matter if you're left-handed, it's okay. I think if you laugh all the time, you won't be sick. That's what I'm thinking. I tell my grandchildren, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you smile and you'll have a good day, guaranteed. You'll have a good day all day. I tell them, who wish you all in walking the good path. Live, love, and laugh.